Welcome everybody to the Windy City Savage. We are back live at it. You already know it is the madness time. It is WrestleMania season. I smell it, you smell it, and it ain't SG3. It's WrestleMania, God's sakes. Go ahead and introduce yourself, co-host.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, the Appointment SG3. How y'all doing tonight? Go ahead, host. Kick it off.
And with that, let's get into the Raw review tonight because we open up the show with two guys. One guy is Adam Pearce, and the other guy is your favorite, Triple H himself, the man of the hour. They both open up Raw because tonight we have the official contract signing. Not like what happened last week, but this time we're going to both get the official contract signing. So we open up Raw with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming down to the ring. Obviously, Paul Heyman doing the same old thing, the same old skid with Brock Lesnar. They come in, they sign one half of the contract, while the other half will get signed later on tonight
by Oba.
because they want to get these guys to make sure they don't fight each other. So they had them sign different times, a different position during the match. Obviously, Brock Lesnar was going to come out first because he wants to get in and he wants to get the hell out. He doesn't want to stay at all. So what a team player that guy always is.
Literally.
So regardless, that is your opening night Raw segment. There's not much to say there because later on tonight we get more of the storyline going. So, I mean, so let's put it this way. All right, let's open it with the real main event, and that is I Show Speed is shown at the Performance Center. Because now, guess what? He has a WrestleMania match that he has to be training for.
Yep.
So on he goes. But before he could get much training done, on comes to the Vision that says, "What's wrong with you, Speed? Why you look so down, my man?" And Speed's like, "Well, I'm not much of a wrestler. You know, it's just not me right now, man. I don't want to be in this match at WrestleMania." And the Vision try to cheer him up, you know, obviously the best they can. It's like, "Well, Speed, you know, right now you're not in a good position, so cheer up." Because in the end of the day, the Uso thinks you're the issue while you had them lose their title, and LA Knight thinks that you're the reason why basically he got hit by the brass knuckles and onwards. So with that being said, Speed doesn't have much of a choice but to accept the Vision's training.
Yep.
And on he goes with the montage of him training like he's Rocky from Rocky 4, and he's over there hustling and moving, and you know, it looks good. I mean, it could be edited too, but regardless, Speed is shown to the Performance Center training. And with that being said, that is iSpeed and the Vision's Yep. So there's not much to be said with that either. It's kind of funny though. We did see him do a moonsault as well. We did see him do a Boston Crab that kind of looked like the Walls of Jericho, which I thought was kind of funny. So on comes a real match, real wrestlers, and we got Charlotte and Alexa to come out, and afterwards Lyra and Bailey come out because at this point we have Charlotte versus Lyra for the first time ever, one-on-one on the Monday Night Raw. All right, this match was a little bit chaotic, and with the help of Bailey, Lyra picks up the win, her victory against Charlotte Flair. And after the match, we got a little bit of shovey match between both tag teams that led basically just a little shovey match. Not much to be seen there. Honestly, it's just not much here. See, so look at it this way. We open a Raw, and it's just kind of dull. It's just not exciting. Look, I get it. You know, you're going to separate both contract signing. Okay, I get it. But it's just kind of dull there. Speed montage, kind of dull there. And this opening match between Charlotte and Lyra, the match itself was pretty good. But the ending was just kind of not much to be desired afterwards. We got a comment real quick.
It's from Wyatt. What up, my guys? How's everyone? Just editing the clips from tonight.
What's up, Wyatt?
What's up, Wyatt?
Ain't your birthday today?
Nah, it is on Wednesday, brother.
Oh, yeah, it's Wednesday. Yeah, I forgot.
We still got 2 minutes, and then we can say Wednesday.
2 minutes?
Yeah, because it's 11:58, so it's almost midnight.
No. That would be Tuesday.
That's what I'm saying. And then you can say Wednesday, and then you can say tomorrow. Whatever.
Nah, see, even you got it wrong, man. Shut your ass up. Alrighty. Anyways, LA and the Usos are then seen, and they're both talking about that lame ass iSpeed training montage. And at this point, while LA Knight was talking that trash, guess who we see? we see the MFTs led by Solo Sikoa. And the Usos like, what are you guys doing here? You know, what the hell are you guys doing here? And Solo says, good to see you too. And he says, you two make the family look bad by hanging out with this guy. And that guy is LA Knight. Yep. And then at this point, LA Knight looks at them and says, you know what? We need a little bit of practice. You know, we need a little bit of a sparring match before we get into the big, 3-on-3 against the Vision and Ice Speed. How about we go against you guys, the MFTs, tonight?
Yeah.
And with that being pretty much set and go, LA Knight walks off, and so does, the Usos eventually. And we got the Usos with LA Knight versus the MFTs tonight. I don't even understand why they even weren't there.
I don't even understand why.
I don't get, so put it this way. I don't get it. Like, I think it was, so put it this way. I don't get some of this shit where we have Rhea and Jade show up last week on Raw. Made no sense. They're part of SmackDown. And now we have the MFTs showing up.
Showed up on Friday. I read that one.
Yeah, which one?
Io showed up on SmackDown.
Okay, I can understand Io because she's trying to help Rhea. But I don't understand Rhea and Jade showing up on a Raw segment.
Tonight.
Yeah, and even talking about last week and tonight. But what I'm saying is, though, well, tonight I can understand because Rhea went to go help Io, and then Jade just went to attack Rhea. But last week we had a match, which I didn't understand at all. So the point is this. I don't understand why we have SmackDown wrestlers show up on Raw segments and as well as Raw matches when there's other, Raw talents could use the spotlight right now. None of it makes sense. And with all this, eventually it ties up also to the whereabouts of Tama Tonga later on tonight. We got another comment real quick.
Hey, what's going on, Nick? Long time no talk. Guys, that was a terrible go-home show. Not excited for me. Don't care.
So that's what I'm saying, Nick. The opening segments was just dull. Okay, Brock and Paul Heyman coming out for themselves. No Oba, no nothing. Sign the contract. That's all we got. A little bit of promo. Nothing to be excited. Afterwards, Ice Speed training montage at the Performance Center. Dull. Afterwards, Charlotte versus Lyra with a little bit of scuffle towards the end. But that's it. Dull. Okay. So, and then we get the MFTs and the Usos and LA Knight. Okay, segment, but still kind of dull. And this is your opening segment. Again, your go home Raw. Yeah, it's supposed to be the biggest Raw before Mania. Felt like shit tonight. I'm not saying it was bad, but I also not saying it's good. What else we got?
WWE should be ashamed of themselves. The WrestleMania season has been one of the worst ones ever. I've been saying that for weeks.
Man, you thought you had hope here. What you talking about, man?
Oh, totally. I was like, man, WWE can pull it out of a hat and make it great.
You're over there saying that since the Royal Rumble. Like, I believe in this season.
Totally. I totally believe in this season and everything that comes along with it. Why is this to Nick? It was good to me. It was way better than SmackDown.
Well, Wyatt, let's just be real, man. Anything is better than SmackDown. The Collusion is better than SmackDown. Dynamite is better than SmackDown. Fucking TNA Impact is better than SmackDown.
Honestly, in Chicago, we gotta go.
Yeah, well, regardless, anything at this point is better than SmackDown. Because honestly, for 3 hours of a show, it's hard to sit through. There's nothing exciting about it. It hasn't been nothing exciting for quite a while. The only time we got some sort of excitement was when they were revealing the mystery caller. And then that segment went from up to boost the ratings to going back down to reality that, once again, we're watching WWE in 2026.
Yep.
Laughing out, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm telling you. Honestly, I find anything more entertaining than SmackDown at this point. And that's sad because SmackDown used to be one of the best shows back in the day.
It really was. Yeah. Honestly, even 2 years ago, 2024, it was awesome.
Yeah. They absolutely destroyed all the hype behind Randy and Cody. Again, yes, by introducing you to
Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee.
Which has nothing to do with why do we need both celebrities involved in this match in itself? None of these guys belong to it, but I mean, we could go into a deeper rabbit hole on this one right now, but let's continue on. Anything else you guys want to comment? Go ahead. You guys can keep commenting, but I'm gonna keep reading and we'll keep answering your questions as well.
Yeah. You guys are actually making this entertaining because this Raw recap really sucks.
All righty,
going.
that's why I'm kind of speeding through because believe it or not, we're already at 35 minutes here.
I believe it.
Stephanie Vaquer comes out. Things have escalated, become more personal before, so basically, this is what they're asking Steph, and before Stephanie could even speak, Liv Morgan comes out of nowhere, attacks Stephanie. Now, once again, we got a back and forth type of pull. Oh, we always do. We always have this whole, oh, I'm gonna attack you. No, I'm gonna attack you, and then separation type of thing. All righty. So separation. Then Liv says on the mic, "Come on, let's go. I knew your mother was trash, but I didn't know she raised a little." I'm not gonna say the word because we probably have minors out there. Yeah. But regardless,
she raised a wolf.
Yep. Well, regardless, at that point, Stephanie grabs the mic and says, "I'm gonna finish you," and goes after again, back and forth, little scuffle, pull aparts, nothing major, not much promo work. Again, dull, not excited, not looking forward to this match, not even one bit. Stephanie Vaquer's whole title reign in the main roster, lackluster, nothing memorable. Stephanie Vaquer's title reign in NXT, memorable. Yeah. What happened? Where's the aura? What happened to that?
One trick pony.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's one trick pony. I think once again, creative sucks on the main roster. Triple H does not know how to elevate these talents. Unfortunately, everything's falling apart once again. The only thing that I found entertaining about this segment is Liv's craziness during the end, saying, "Your eyes." That whole crazy shit. Honestly, I thought that was funny. That's it though. Okay, let's put it this way. By the way, actually, I don't know about you guys, but you guys saw that Liv Morgan released that music video today. I know you were excited because you were bumping that thing when you were coming in here today.
Bro. Totally.
Yeah, you were like, man, we gotta run it back. You're like, Jay Uso, run it back.
Never heard it, but yeah, sure, I ran it back.
Run it back once again. That I think I forget what's it called, but in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but she released a music video today. She was dancing, she was doing some crazy shit in that music video. I don't know about you, but is she really going to this pop artist direction? And if so, is this her new theme song in general? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to debut this on WrestleMania.
Somebody said if they were WWE, they would. Someone from the IWE literally said, hey, if I was the WWE, I would have her play that song for her entrance to WrestleMania.
I mean, it's like the whole John Cena thing, you know? Might as well do it. I don't even know. When the hell did this came about? Like, who the hell knew about this? It seemed like this was just last minute created.
Raquel knew because she was in the video.
I mean, this just seems like they're all there for fun, you know.
Actually.
I know they were at Coachella over the weekend. All of them were out there, but apparently maybe they talked to some people out there because the only people that could afford Coachella at this point are rich fucking people, celebrities most of the time. And I don't know. But I know SG3 was a big fan of the music video, so
totally. I was like, oh, dude, best music video out there.
All right, let's read a couple of comments before running back to Raw review.
Reject Rundown says, "What up, fams?
What's up, bro?
What's up, brother? How you doing?" And Reject Rundown, are y'all not liking this card? Steph versus Liv should headline night 1. Just
why? Wait. Does this man just says Steph versus Liv should headline night 1? Where is the storyline between Steph versus Liv? Where is the promo direction?
Steph got called the puta.
That's it. That's all it is. But regardless,
take that serious myself.
But regardless, if there's nothing entertaining about it, I have not been entertained for weeks. I'm telling you, this whole title reign for Stephanie Vaquer has been lackluster. It's just been horrible. There's no directions in the storyline. I just want to see Liv beat Steph, and we can see Liv have a proper title reign as a heel and move on at this point. Because Stephanie Vaquer as a champion did not work out. I think if she was heel, I felt like it probably could have worked out a little bit better. But this whole baby face, keeping her promos very cut and dry, not saying much, not showing up, not even having wrestling matches, not showcasing her talent because she's a talented wrestler.
She really is, though.
But yet we don't show her every single week. We just have her disappear, have her show up every once in a while. they try to do the whole like Brock Lesnar
Yeah.
special attraction, but it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work for
For a young,
everybody.
I get if it was an older champion, but if it's a young champion, they should literally be defending once a week or at least every other week.
Yeah, but regardless, it's been lackluster. What
Nick,
else we got?
Nick responded, "Come on, Reject. They should open the show if anything. Get that slap of a storyline done and over with."
I honestly agree. They should have just opened up the show with that and just be done with it. Because look, it's just there's nothing appealing to it. I'm trying to find something to it. Well, okay, let me tell you something real quick before we go back. What is more lackluster, Jade Cargo versus Rhea Ripley, or Liv versus Stephanie Vaquer? And it sucks that we have to talk about the women's wrestling for WrestleMania in this way.
Really
when last year we had two bangers of a fucking match.
Yeah.
Well, you could even say one of them should have stole the whole 2 nights of WrestleMania, and that was a triple threat match.
I feel like it did, honestly. That's the unsung hero of the whole weekend last year.
But regardless, the point is we went from that to this.
Stephanie got called the puta, man. Come on.
So regardless, what I said is, what do you think had the better potential to be the better match if you had to pick one or the two?
Let's read the comment first. Reject Window says, nah. Cody versus Orton is not doing what it needs to do compared to Liv versus Steph. Are you serious, bro?
I don't know if this point you're trolling us or you're actually
I don't know,
being
dude. Like, if you're being serious, please.
Yeah.
If there was a pre-show, as Nick says, if there was a pre-show, I put Steph versus Liv on the pre-show and then make Cody versus Orton open night 1, get them both over with.
Look, the only reason I would have Cody versus Randy main event is just that if Randy gets the 15, but at the same time, I'm not opposed to them opening up the show. Just because the whole Pat McAfee kind of ruined things to the ground. But I still think it's a wave above than Steph and Liv at this point.
Reject says neither. Lackluster is the AJ Lee versus Becky. Sammy versus Williams. That's lackluster.
I think Sammy versus Williams could be a lot better matchup. Way better. Belly roll. Yeah, belly roll it is. But regardless what I say though, I just don't see Liv and Steph in that caliber. I just don't. I'm sorry. I think there's better matchups. I think AJ versus Becky has history, has charisma.
And they've built on the history.
Yeah. I just don't see Steph and Liv really having that much history. I mean, every week they show up, they fight each other a little bit, and that's it. Like, we don't get no good promos anymore, battles between them. It's just kind of boring. I don't know. I just don't find it entertaining. I'm sorry.
I did say from the beginning. If you wanted to really sell this match, you have to have Dom interpret for Morgan or for Liv. Have Steph cut promos in Spanish. That's fine.
But you just can't do that, dude. It's because you have Dom also invested.
I mean, at this point, it's not, or you can have an interpreter or something. But at this point, though, the way they ran about it, it was done absolutely just terrible. Because aside from the whole the single promos that they try to do, and don't get me wrong, those happen from time to time. They have happened back in the past. However, though, it wasn't a clusterfuck of them. But that's why.
The thing is, too, is that you don't have Stephanie McCure wrestling every single week like she did in NXT.
That's true.
Showing off her talent. She probably has good one-liners. I mean, look at Julia, limited English, yet does a pretty good job of still being a badass out there. Look at Io Sky, was limited for so many years. It improved her English, but at the same time, her character work just says a lot about herself. Asuka's the same way.
Kairi
Sane, yeah. There's ways to go about this, but I think they just did not know what to do with stuff. They expected her to be this big attraction, but it just didn't end up this way. She has the look. Trust me, she has the fucking look.
She has the actual ring ability.
But they don't want her to wrestle every week because they're probably afraid she's going to get injured again. Okay, let's just keep moving on. Jade and Rhea has been even more lackluster than Liv and Steph. So, yes and no. I actually think that Jade and Rhea is more appealing to me now that they added, the new and improved Baddies 2.0 to the group. And now that you add Io into Rhea's whole posse, I think it's a little bit more entertaining. The little back and forths. And I think the match itself is not going to be that bad. I think it's going to be pretty good because at this point, you have a veteran like Rhea going against Jade to kind of show her and takes the lead at a lot of points. And I think Jade Cargill does best when she has a bigger women wrestler going next to her. Because look at her match with Jordan Grace. It was a pretty good match because Jordan Grace matched her energy, matched her strength, and all this, and could push her around. So I think this match has potential to be not saying the show stealer, but a lot better than people expected.
Yeah.
Storyline wise, it's not the best, but I think it's a little bit better than the living stuff. But that's just me. Ryan Milky Way.
Hey, what's
gentlemen?
going on, Ryan?
What's up?
How you doing, brother? Reject. Stephanie finally has a villain. Living stuff got some heat. Come on. Reject, run down. I'll just stop. No worries. I'm just stuck in my TDK ways. Yeah, we know that. Reject Rundown says Steph versus Liv under 15 minutes. Just saying.
I think 15 minutes is too long. I just said get it over with. Have Liv win, pin her, and get it out of there. Like I said, I don't find anything appealing of this match. I don't think it's real heat. What heat do they have though?
Stephanie got called the puta.
I mean, that's not really funny. I'm telling you, bro, it's just boring, man.
No, there's nothing, dude. There's nothing at all.
They just
and then don't forget. I mean, Liv did have the big old bump in her forehead last week, so that's that too.
But that's just like accidents happen. There's just not much to be said. Look, doesn't it feel like we're stepping on a what they call like a record player that just keeps playing the same hits from this? It seems like every week it's a pull apart brawls. One attacks one, the other attacks that, and that's it. You know, in the beginning, it had some appeal when Stephanie made Liv Morgan cry.
Yeah,
but it didn't go anywhere. It did it, and it's just the whole pull apart, going after each other. It gets boring. We need a little bit more compelling storyline to it, and we never got it. And now we're at the biggest show of them all, and guess what? It's just too late at this point. What else we got?
Nick says 15 minutes, move the decimal over 1, make it 1.5 minutes. That's more like it. By the way, Wyatt said, Nookie! Ryan then responds, won't comment much as getting on the big TV in bed. Gotta get up, gotta get as much sleep and as possible to make it through this week. I'm hyped though. All the fun starts tomorrow night for NXT. Hey, Wyatt.
Yeah, I was supposed to. I think I was supposed to respond back to about his Raw live stream. Sorry, my man. I've just been busy packing for WrestleMania. I got to get all the cosplay, all the stuff ready. Probably tomorrow too. I'm gonna be really busy. But yeah, no, honestly, I'm hyped. I'm excited. Honestly, I can't wait. And it's not just because I'm gonna be there live. It's just overall every WrestleMania season, no matter how much it looks like it's gonna suck, and not excited that we are this time, we still get somewhat excited when it gets closer and closer to Saturday and Sunday. You know, because that little kid in us wants to be excited. You know.
I'm trying. I'm not gonna lie. I am trying, but I don't feel it, bro. That's just me. I just don't feel it.
All right. Anybody else in the chat? Do you guys feel like you guys somewhat excited for this year's Mania? I think personally it can't be worse than 41.
So far, so far, dude. It hasn't even started, and it's already pinning that way.
You think it's gonna be worse than 41?
I think it could be.
I don't think it's worse. I think it's better up. Match quality could be better. The only thing I'm gonna say for sure is record attendance number is gonna be so low.
Yeah,
because I think right now, if I'm correct,
40,000 for both nights.
Well, they said it's 40,000 and then 42,000 because night 2 usually performs better, just because it's the more main attraction. So right now it's 40,000 and 42,000 compared to last year when they were close to 60,000. I think the first night,
70,000 the second night.
The second night, or I think it was 65. But regardless, it wasn't sold out. None of them were sold out, but they made it seem to sold out. I know WWE's going to fluctuate the numbers like they always do. So I'll be damned if they go from, like, let's say reality, they sell, I don't know, 45, maybe even 50, and then they say they were sold out somehow, you know? Are they going to break some record numbers?
No.
Maybe, because some of those tickets were still high price. And merchandise are going to be high price. And if people buy the merch, I still think they could break, they could break pretty good gate numbers out there. But they're not going to sell as much seats as they thought they were. So I don't know. I really don't. What else we got?
Nick says, hella MDCs on the hard cam side. Danhausen and Brock Lesnar versus Oba's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay, that one. I think Brock and Oba is probably like Paul Heyman says, that is the real main event at WrestleMania, and I believe that. And Danhausen, isn't Danhausen wrestling?
I know he wrestled on Friday against Kit Wilson. Sorry.
He did wrestle there. I thought he was gonna have something to do with WrestleMania, but
So far, the only thing I've seen is the fact that they're gonna put his face on the sphere. That's the only thing I've seen.
no. Well, they're saying they're talking about it, but they're not gonna.
No.
They might not do it because they got to get obviously licensing fee for
A
it.
lot of licensing fee.
Yeah, because the spear is not cheap to basically get your face on there. Even if you are Danhausen, you could curse them. So put it this way. All right, we go on and we see Io Sky. She gets interviewed and she says she has no regret fighting for Rhea Ripley, her friend, obviously. But Asuka comes about and says Rhea is not your family, and last year you went in as the women's champion, but this year you're just her sidekick.
Dang.
Yeah, which is true. I totally agree with Asuka.
Well, yeah.
And then obviously Io says, to Kyrie, you don't have to listen to her. But then Asuka says her heart is hers, and she's gonna prove it tonight when she face off against Io Sky. All right. And with that, Io says, yeah, I'm gonna face you. And then Asuka closes it by saying, good girl, come on. Like, I don't understand that part. I'm like, what the fuck? But whatever. I'm not gonna say much about that. All right, so then we see the Usos eating up in the crowd because on their way they come with LA Knight to face off Solo Sikoa, Tongaloa, JC Mateo in a 3-on-3. All right, this matchup goes a little back and forth. Not much to be said. It's your average 3-on-3 matchup.
Yep.
The entertaining part came about when we saw Tama Tonga show up on the crowd, and Solo Sikoa goes after him and tells him, "Where the hell have you been?
Where the hell you been at?"
Yep. And at that point, LA Knight hits his finisher while everybody's distracted. Mateo covers him 1, 2, 3. And the Usos with LA Knight pick up the win. And we get basically a staring contest between Solo Sikoa and the NFTs with Tama Tonga. I don't know what this is going to lead to, but things are not looking good for the MFTs at this point. Let's see what we got real quick.
Next time, Solo needs to separate himself from this group.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, he just needs to separate himself, period, because it's just not working out, and it just looks pretty bad for him. And he just needs to move on to bigger and better things. I think he should just have a solo career at this point.
He's very entertaining. He's actually funny.
Yeah, and I think he does well by himself. I don't think you need to put him with the bloodline, put him in this thing, put him in that. Why can't you just put him by himself?
I guarantee he'll be pretty good.
I think he will be. He probably has a good mic work just by being a funny heel, and that's it.
Just keep him heel, let him be funny.
Yeah, I think it works pretty well.
Solo could have been as big as Jacob Fatu, but this group was holding him down.
So, yeah, I agree. Can he be a good wrestler that Jacob Fatu? I don't think so. I think Jacob's in a whole nother level, but the potential is there, especially for the mic work. I think he could be a big Jacob Fatu type of guy, but yes, the group is holding him down. And at this point, it just feels like they all just put in all the Tongas and basically one Samoan out there to just to basically put them all in together in one thing and to have them something to do at this point, but it's just not working out. I think it's run this course, and I think it's after Mania, it's just time for them to spread out. Yep, everybody, it's a single star. Let's just see how it goes. Alrighty, and off we go to Gunther coming out. Before he says anything, Rollins comes out, attacks Seth Rollins. Rollins comes out and attacks Gunther, and basically payback for the last 2 weeks that Gunther's been attacking him. And he says basically the same things. For 2 weeks in a row, he's attacked him. But that right here is your fucking receipt, Gunther. And at Mania, he's gonna finish him at the biggest show of them all. And he's also asking him if this is not personal and not him kissing the Paul Heyman. Get your ass over here and tell me the real reason, Gunther. And come down here and be like a man. And so at this point, Gunther comes down, grabs the mic, goes into a ring, and proceeds to cut a promo on Seth, basically, and tell him that yes, basically Seth has been the issue the whole time, and he's also the issue that Paul Heyman has as well as him pissing him off for years and years. When he was champion, basically, he walked around. Seth never challenged him, obviously. Instead, he was too busy wrapped up with Paul Heyman division at the time. And basically all this came about is this, man. When Gunther basically says, when Gunther says all this is about is who's basically the best wrestler in the world at this point, that he wants to prove it at WrestleMania 42. So this all has to do with who's the better wrestler. This whole storyline. There's not much else to say here, man.
I think a few years ago we had Gunther versus Seth or Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre in a badass triple threat match, and now we have this.
Well, I mean, we had Jay versus Gunther that had storyline. This has no storyline at all. So, unfortunately, that's all it is, really. I get it. It's really the favorite that's old with Paul Heyman. That's entertaining, but that's not until months to come. So, regardless, it's just lackluster. Once again, no storyline. Everything's just falling apart here. I get it. They had to do an audible because they probably raised not 100%. Cannot wrestle Gunther. So they had to move on from Gunther and Seth. I think personally, I'm just going to put a theory out here. I think Braun Breaker will return, interfere, and have Gunther go over.
Yeah. By the way, I got a couple comments, actually 3 comments. One from Reject Rundown. This match lackluster. What the hell? Nick says Gunther versus Ron is one of the few good matches on WrestleMania. Reject Rundown. Reject says Seth ain't even a great wrestler. He's always hurt or hurting someone else. Reject said Finn Balor barely gets back to his normal self.
All right, so let's go back to the first comment. This match is lackluster.
The Bills where it is lackluster, but the match itself is not going to be lackluster.
I think this is going to be one of the best matches of the night just because it's Seth and Gunther. But the build, the storyline, yes, lackluster 100%. I think it's dumb, beyond dumb. And obviously, it's only a 3-week build. It's going to be lackluster from the beginning. Gunther versus Rollins. Nick says it's probably going to be the few good matches. I 100% agree.
I agree.
I think it's probably going to be the best match, the second best match of that night. I really do. We would be what, night 1?
Night 1, I think.
Yeah, it's going to probably be the best match of night 1. Seth, even in great wrestlers, always hurt. I mean, yeah, everybody's always hurt. Your favorite wrestler is always hurt, man. I mean, everybody. Name me one wrestler that's always been 100% throughout their career.
The Miz.
The Miz doesn't wrestle that often.
Doesn't matter. Hey.
Yeah, he's always doing reality shows. He's always missing. He only does backstage segments. So, I think he did get hurt too one time. I think it was a big injury. He was out for quite a while, but nobody cared because it was the Miz.
Poor Miz, that's right.
What else we got? Finn barely getting back to his normal self. Well, that's the thing. Direction for Finn Balor. Obviously, we know it's going to head out to the Demon character. I don't think this is going to be a recurring thing. I think it's just going to be a one-off for WrestleMania.
I think so too.
And then he's back as Finn Balor, the wrestler, for quite a while. And then we got wrestlers don't know how to take set moves safely, so they get injured themselves. What do you say about that, Reject? Yeah.
Oh, called him out.
So Set. Well, that's the thing. Besides Sting, who has Set injured? Balor, Sting, but that's it. Anyone else?
Not that I can think of, no. Reject one of those just hurt because he's a Sting fan, and because Rollins did the buckle bomb, it cost us Taker versus Sting, and he's still salty about it till today. That's why he has all the aggression that he has against.
Well, regardless, my point is this though. Regardless about all that, I don't think Seth Rollins is a bad wrestler. I think he's a pretty good wrestler. I mean, injuries happen. Like I said, all your favorite wrestlers get injured at some point, some way. Randy Orton's got injured multiple times, but that's why he's went away.
Undertaker got hurt multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. There's so many wrestlers these days that just keep going and going and going. Look at the list. It's a lot right now.
By the way, he said, "Yep, Ashley 3 knows." That's why I know him.
Anyways, so I'll put it this way, guys. Regardless, we go on to the next segment, and that is Dom is seen complaining about 1, his deadbeat dad, and then 2, the demon that he's facing at WrestleMania. Because he's complaining that he did not sign a contract against the demon. He signed a contract against Finn Balor. And he's mad at Adam Pearce that he allowed him to go about this whole way. So basically, this look, Adam says he wants Dom to look at a mirror and do two things. Is one, understand that Ray deserves to be at this ladder match at WrestleMania because he's a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And then the second one is that he wants to understand that Dom deserves what he's gonna get at Mania against the Demon. So, with that being said, that shut up Dominic Mysterio, and we already know, dude, the Demon is coming out at WrestleMania. I think as fans, we're all excited.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited, honestly, man. I'm just excited to see what type of face paint he's gonna have because he's always
Face-
comes out with something creative and
Super creative.
yeah. So I'm excited for that. Afterwards, we get a promo between Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. And that's all we get is we get like a little promo back and forth. And yeah, that's it. We don't even see them tonight in Raw.
No.
So it's just kind of odd. You know, you go home Raw and yet you don't see probably your two biggest women stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a little odd, man. I don't know what's going on tonight's Raw. It's just been kind of lackluster all over the place. All right. And after that, we get Oba Femi heading his way into the ring because now his chance to sign in the other half of the contract. And at this point, we have him come in, sign in. The crowd is pumped. The crowd's excited. But out comes to Triple H, who points at the direction of Paul Heyman. And basically, Paul Heyman tells Oba Femi that he has not seen a big star in a long time in this industry that has gotten popular and over with the fans like Oba Femi has and risen to the top. It is a rising superstar in the making since Brock Lesnar, basically. So he's hyping up Oba until he just tells him in the end of the day that it's all gonna come crashing down from Suplex City, F5, and eventually the conqueror is gonna get conquered by Brock Lesnar. And he tells Oba, there's no shame in the loss, Oba, because you, sir, are in the real main event. And when you get conquered, you will get conquered. And afterwards, from Brock Lesnar, you could come to me and I would help you rebuild yourself. Which I thought it was funny, you know.
That's funny.
But then obviously Oba takes the mic.
Oba responds.
Oba responds and eventually cuts a promo saying that you know that in your heart, you didn't come out here and said that I'm Paul Heyman, I'm the advocate of Brock Lesnar. You lied because you should have told Brock Lesnar that I'm Paul Heyman and I'm with basically Brock Lesnar, the guy who's going to get conquered by the conqueror, Oba Femi.
Yep.
Yeah, so Oba Femi cuts a little promo, a little trash talk.
On that one.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Going back and forth with the whole physical scars are going to hurt not as much as emotional wounds when he beats Brock Lesnar, and it's going to hurt Paul Heyman even more than him coming down there and kicking his ass like the fans wanted because the fans were chanting that for quite a while. And honestly, man, the way that Oba Femi presented himself here, it was pretty good. I liked it. To me, this feels like the main event.
It does.
I don't know about Reject Rundown, but I feel like this is what the real main event should be of any night.
It really should.
Because honestly, it just feels like it. It just feels like everybody's excited. Nobody knows who's going to go over. I personally want Oba Femi to go over, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that Brock Lesnar somehow, some way pulls out a win. Unfortunately.
I think like a last
minute win. But who knows? All right. After that, we got Javon Evans, Dragon Lee that come out to face Rusev and JD. All right. So put it this way, man. JD does a style clash, takes out Dragon Lee does the style clash, takes out JD. Rusev afterwards attacks everyone and beats down everybody until Rey Mysterio comes out. He's about to hit the 619 on Rusev, but guess what? Rusev counters. All right. Penta comes out, attacks Rusev, but guess what? Rusev counters. All right. And after this, Rusev goes crazy and attacks everybody. And somehow he stands strong.
They're doing it right. Finally.
But I wouldn't hold my breath.
I know.
I just wouldn't hold my breath. Because do you really think that Rusev's going to win this whole ladder match?
No.
Who do you have? Okay, but you know what? I don't know. We'll talk about this some other day. But regardless, I don't think he's gonna win, bro. Because at the end of the day, I think they really want to change the title hands.
I guess it.
Yeah, because it's WrestleMania. I don't know, but then again, who do you think will fit better? I think maybe it is Rusev. Who knows? Then again, I
I
want to
can
hold my
see
breath.
Rusev though. If he was a ticket, I could actually see Rusev being the champion, and a good one too. Um, Next says if Reject was booking Mania, I bet he booked Liv versus Steph main event night 1 and AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch night 2. Damn. Well, there's your answer, TDK.
I think I would have put Rhea versus Jade Cargill night two. I think that would have been a better matchup.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know that's defending Reject Rundown.
as best as we can.
Yeah. Adam and so put it this way, Adam and then we get a segment where Adam's talking to John Cena over the phone. All right. And on comes Danhausen. And at this point, Dan says, I hear you talking to Cena himself. And he has a little bit of demands, right? And he says, since he's undefeated and a Hall of Famer, and some say the new greatest of all time, that he wants to speak to John Cena, and hopefully I can see him because he can't see me. And at this point, Adam says, you know what? I need a drink. And he says, Cena, I'm gonna have to call you back. So he turns around just to find out that Danhausen once again is gone and disappeared to the wind. I'm actually glad he didn't curse anybody because I said if everybody gets cursed throughout the whole week, it's just not gonna last very long. And then eventually it defeats the purpose of the curse. So I like this segment. It's pretty good.
2 comments. Uso Zach, yo, CM Punk has arrived. Welcome to the show, brother. Appreciate
No. Wait. That's Viv Joyce. He changed his name. Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna tell you that right now before. Yeah. So that's Viv Joyce. He changed his name to Uzo Zach. So just letting you know.
Okay.
Yeah, the other day he told me when I was live streaming.
All right, cool. I'm sorry I haven't been here in a while, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know. Welcome back.
Alrighty, so on we go to the next segment, and it is this, my man. Afterwards, we got CM Punk and Roman Reigns segment. Roman comes out first. Obviously, does his whole acknowledge me segment. Always the same old thing. But out comes CM Punk before he could say another word. Punk comes out from the crowd. Punk makes his way into the ring, and Punk cuts a promo and says basically this, man, that at the end of the day, he's gonna tell the truth here. And he tells Roman, call him out if he says lying about anything. And so CM Punk comes out and tells him basically, here's the truth. I hate you. And that's because I envy you. This is all I ever wanted. This is what I dreamed about when he was a kid. And yet he envies them that all this was handed to you.
Damn.
While also, he had to work for all this. That he also envy him. He also hates him for the 1,020 whatever days of him becoming champion. Remember?
Yeah, 1,000 days.
But that's because he knows that he did work hard to stay on the top. So he did give him a little bit of props right there. And as well as he hates him to the fact that he's main evented the most WrestleManias than any other star in WWE history, which is true.
Yeah.
He hates this feeling. He hates feeling this way. Then he mentions Sika, how Sika was a legend and all this stuff, that he has much respect for his
father,
his old timers. And I hate, and then put it this way, he does apologize finally, sincerely, that he hates the fact that he mentioned his father a couple of weeks ago. So he does apologize and finally sincerely. So that took a while, but eventually he does it. Which is kind of odd. Yeah.
Super weird, but okay.
Yeah, I don't understand why he does it now. But also he hates that there's more than one royal family in wrestling. He hates that he was born on a family that was born basically on the back streets of Chicago.
Literally.
Also that he's asked to wrestle over the streets like Sacramento, where they were at tonight, as well as bowling alleys, churches, indie shows, Japan, England, all over the world. Because in the end, nothing was ever handed to him, and he busted his ass working for everything that he got. All righty. And then he made wrestling his home and made them his family. He hates the fact that he feels this way, and he hates the main event at Mania with him, as well as he has the gold around his waist. Basically, this is a shot for Roman. He has the gold around his waist on Sunday. And the end of the day, he's gonna hold it above his neck and still heavyweight champion of the world in Las Vegas, chanting CM Punk. And at that point, Roman cuts the promo back and basically just goes after CM Punk, where he hates him too for the same old reasons, basically. That he hates the fact, most importantly, he hates one big fact about him, that he could go away and this crowd could still be invested in him once he was away. Basically, him referencing the whole 10 years that he was gone.
Yeah.
And the fans chanting CM Punk when he wasn't even here.
Right.
So at this point, he tells them you had that connection with the fans, and that is something that I'm not even sure if I could ever have. But at the end of the day, business is business, and he knows for a fact that he's going to go in there and become new world heavyweight champion on Sunday. And this whole nostalgia act is coming to an end. And on Sunday, the tribal chief takes over everyone, and everyone will acknowledge him finally, once again. Alrighty, and this like that, this promo comes to the end. There's not much else back and forth after this. And I mean, overall, this whole Raw just felt lackluster. Your go home Raw for Mania. Nothing exciting.
Get you hyped.
Name me one thing exciting tonight.
I liked Oba's promo. That
Okay.
was exciting to me.
But was that like enough for you to be
Of
like?
course not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was nothing that did it. But it's like if you want to just like even smidge it, Oba. Oba cut a pretty good promo, but again though, it doesn't get me hyped up and like, oh my goodness, I feel the goosebumps. I feel the butterflies in my stomach. No, it doesn't. There's nothing that's been done for the last 3 months that has brought this up.
So that's my whole thing, is that nothing tonight got me excited. Not one segment. I did not get excited for WrestleMania more than I was before. So this is the issue we have now, guys. It's like we're literally days away. We have a SmackDown. Oh, okay, sorry. We have an NXT tomorrow. Then we have a SmackDown. That's it.
WrestleMania.
And let's be real. SmackDown, it's just filler. SmackDown on WrestleMania weekend, filler. Last year was filler. This year is going to be filler once again. Except for that ladder match last year. That was a pretty good ladder match. But regardless, it's just, this year there's just nothing to be intrigued about. Uso Zach says I was at Raw watching. Okay.
Ooh.
And then he says we are 5 days away until Mania. That is the thing. 5 days away to Mania. Nothing excites us tonight. What direction are we going here? Basically, to get the crowd excited, the fans excited. You're trying to sell us tickets right now. You're underperforming when it comes to selling tickets. So you go from 60,000 all the way down to 40,000. You at least want to get up to the 50,000 mark. Did tonight's show really sold you to buy you a ticket out there if you haven't bought it already?
No.
So that is the issue tonight. Is that nothing just seemed like it was excited. I'm not excited at all for this weekend. Watching this Raw. There's nothing out here that popped to me that says, you know what, man, can't wait till this Saturday, this Sunday to watch so-and-so beat so-and-so, watch this storyline progress. There's just nothing. There's nothing anymore. No.
It's like I feel unfortunate, except for the one storyline. All storylines come to end at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing that SG3 was excited was Liv Morgan's music video.
It's awesome, dude. It's the greatest music video of all time, man.
I know you already downloaded that song in iTunes.
Yeah, man.
And your Spotify playlist.
It's playing it the whole way here, playing it the whole way back home. Heck yeah, man. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic.
It'll probably be number one pretty soon on the charts.
Yeah. I'm going to make sure it stays number one.
We're going to have to put it in our theme song.
I'm down for that. Let's go.
No, honestly, in all seriousness, it's just there's nothing that to be desired anymore. What else we got here?
Tonight's show cured my insomnia, Nick.
I was actually falling asleep. I'm with you, Nick. I've fucking fallen asleep around the half of the act. What else we got?
Uso Zach, are you gonna stream for much longer or are you gonna stream now?
No, we're gonna go a little bit longer because we got a little bit more to talk about. So don't worry, we got a little bit more to conversate. So yeah, you're pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Yo, but you always come in late, man. Last time you came down late to my gaming streaming, and always coming out with late. But hey, better late than never.
We appreciate you for coming though.
Yeah. So regardless, look, I don't know what. Okay, let's just go into Mania itself, the card. What are you excited for? Anybody out there? What is the excitement right now for
I
Mania?
think we're all gonna say the same thing.
So it's Brock versus Oba. What is the second one?
Oh God.
Had to pick one. Is it Roman Reigns versus CM Punk? Is it Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes?
Oh.
Is it Rhea versus Jade?
Mhm.
Is it potentially Io Sky versus Asuka? Because that could still be a thing. Unless the Bella Twins are not able to compete, then Asuka and Kyrie are supposedly take their place, and that whole match is scrub off, which I think is stupid. I don't even think you need to add another.
You don't.
Yo, you could just leave it a triple threat. Because either way, I think Bailey and Lyra should take that titles at this point. And then that's another thing. Are you excited for the women's tag team? I'm actually kind of excited for it. I think potentially this could be kind of exciting.
The thing I like the most about it is that finally those belts are getting a lot of recognition. Something they were something they were missing for many, many, many years since their introduction. So now the fact that they're actually trying to build up tag teams and build up storylines and build up something, it actually shows the fact that they're invested in it. If they can do the same thing though with the men's tag team titles, then every single title actually means something. Yes, but so far it's just they're like every year they do one side or the other side. When this year is for the women's side.
Right. So that's true. That's true. We got a couple of comments.
I'm excited about Roman versus CM Punk, Demon, and Dom.
Okay, that's another thing. Demon and Dom, I honestly think I'm excited for that one. Because that potential look, storyline, I'll be real. Storyline, it's not there. That's another thing. That had a potential to be a good storyline this year. What the fuck happened to it? We didn't really don't have too much of Dom or Finn Balor coming out and just a little confrontation here and there. It's just promo video after promo video after promo video on each other, and that's it. So what's going on with that? Why is everything so lackluster?
Why is everything a promo video? That's another question. Why is everything except for Brock versus Oba a promo video?
I don't get it.
Hell, even Roman versus CM Punk got a fucking promo video.
That's the thing. My point is this: they're relying more on video package to do the work instead of the actual talent going out there and cutting a good promo on each other. So Demon versus Dom could be good. But storyline has been lackluster now. And they had potential to be the greatest storyline of the year, but it just fell short once again. What else we got, guys? LA Knight, the Usos versus Division with Ice Speed. Could be entertaining. But is this a match where I'm going to be excited for running into WrestleMania? No, not at all. This is probably one of those matches where I at least expect to be good, but I'll be surprised on the outcome. And that is because I feel like Ice Speed is going to show off some crazy moves because he is crazy talented.
Yeah, he is.
He's fast as hell. That's why he got his name, Ice Speed.
He is.
Yeah, so I'm a little excited for that one just to see how that goes. Let's read another comment real quick.
2 comments. Nick says, if Rock and Stone Cold can make an appearance, then I'll be excited for Mania.
That's if.
Big if. Vince Russo said this Mania season has either been promo or brawl segments, and it's true.
Pull apart segments. So that is the brawl segment. It's always pull aparts. Every single feud has had at least a couple of pull apart segments, which just gets dull every week. Look at what happened between Steph and Liv. Pull apart. Nothing else happened. How is that supposed to excite me if we see this almost every single week? Last week was Brock versus Oba pull apart.
Yeah.
It's always pull apart, pull apart, pull apart. Nothing excites me at this point. So yeah, I agree. I agree with Vince.
Who actually had a badass, even though it was a pull apart. I don't know if you watched it. Saturday the AAA. Grande Americano versus OG Americano.
I didn't see that.
Dude, that was badass. They just kept going at it nonstop. The moment they started, it's they try to pull them apart. But then they will have the Benta versus Vikingo match, and then later on, still they came back to keep fighting. I'm like, dude, this is badass. It just keeps going. That's what we've been missing, nonstop action. That was dude, you remember back in the '90s, and then I'm taking you back a little bit. Remember back in the '90s when you would have the pull apart segments. Pull apart segments have been part of WWE for God knows how many years now. However, though, remember in those pull apart segments, it was you know what? Cool. They got pulled apart, but they take them into the back, and then they still fight. And then you have a quick little camera cut to the back, and you see them fighting. Then you still go back to fighting, and it's like, all right, cool. Pull them apart, have another match, and then they were coming out again into the arena to have another fight. And then it's like, all right, look, dude, man, we're just gonna fight it on WrestleMania, me versus you. And it's like, all right, cool. That hyped you up. I saw that this past weekend between a Grande Americano and OG Americano, which, by the way, they're finally going to do mask versus mask. So
that's going to be a good,
badass match. I'm excited for this. And at this point, I just feel that that's what has been lackluster with WWE and their pull apart segments. That it just ends. It's like, let them fight. Like, honestly, just let them fight.
That's too much to ask for, SJ3.
I know.
It really is. I mean, I get you. I get what you're coming from with all that. Let's read another couple of comments.
Let's talk about the Visionary versus the Career Killer.
All right, so Career Killer versus the Visionary. All right, what do you want to talk about this, man? Talk about the lackluster storyline, how this potentially has a great match to it, but yet
in-ring wise, yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Absolutely. It's going to be phenomenal.
This should be a dream match.
And honestly, personally, dude, I am honestly, in-ring work, I'm a fan of Gunther. I am a huge fan of Gunther. A man his size should not do the shit he does in that ring, and yet he does it meticulous and perfect. Seth Rollins has always delivered chef class kind of matches, chef kiss style kind of matches. Put them both together, they're going to be fucking phenomenal that night, and I feel like they're going to be the match of the night for that night. I feel like they can do it. Storyline wise, I feel like it was rushed. There was nothing at all. There was no hint. It was like, well, since Braun couldn't come in and actually do the match right now, he's not going to be cleared to wrestle until after Mania. Going to go ahead and do what you guys do. That's what I feel like. I feel like it was like an audible last minute. There was nothing that was actually done. So it was like, it was honestly really, it was completely just destroyed.
Yeah.
And I feel like, unfortunately, because they're already going with ISO Speed and Division, it was like, well, you can't do Seth versus Division because there's no one else from Division.
Yeah. And I get that. So yeah, no, I agree with you. This, like I said, I just don't know what they could have done last minute. I just felt like storyline, they could have created something a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said they could have made it for business wise. They could have gave him a suitcase. Like, Heyman's like, here you go, here's the suitcase. Made it about money.
Yeah.
That like he was a bounty hunter or something.
Yeah.
But instead it just went all, I don't know, the lackluster direction. But that was expected. I mean, WWE has not created basically a storyline that just works out of nowhere these days. It's always just hit and miss. Next question.
I think Seth loses because Braun comes back and spears Seth, and Gunther pins Seth and wins. That's what we've been saying.
Well, yeah, I think Braun. So put it this way: Braun Breaker should be clear by the time WrestleMania season comes about, and I think he does have some sort of interference during this matchup that does lead Gunther to beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Because I don't see Seth winning this. No. Not even close. Now, and if you want to have Gunther still on that hot streak where he just defeated AJ Styles and retired him, you want to keep it going, man. You want him to basically go over Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I see no other way about this.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, so okay, let's put it this way. What else do we have? What else matches? What are we missing here? There's a couple of matches that I know for sure that we should.
The IC ladder match.
So we said the IC ladder match. Let me see. Let me take a look real quick.
I hope Hijo del Vikingo inserts himself in that match. That would be badass.
Yeah. Same here.
That'd be really badass.
Sammy versus Trick, by the way.
Oh, dear God.
Who do you have winning?
Trick.
I have Trick Williams because I feel like Sammy was just the guy to hold the title until until Trick Williams came about and swooped it and beat his ass down. So yeah. Let's talk about some other things real quick. Okay. So Roman Reigns was on a podcast, right? And he has a couple of things to say about a podcast in this podcast segment. And that is this. Look, Roman says this. There is no true competition for WWE. There's no true competition for us. There's other promotions. There's other places to work in wrestling. But if you want to be in the top show, if you want to be considered at the very tippy top of the mountain, you have to be in WWE. And I've done everything you can there, but you can still continue to dominate the scene. You can still be number one guy. You can still, the moment they think you're done everything, you can do you can still snap fingers, pop up, and show them, oh, here's another layer, here's another silver of entertainment, and you didn't think or you couldn't evolve, basically. So, with this being said, he acknowledges that yes, there's another promotion. So he's mentioning AEW.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's basically saying those guys could be great, those guys could be famous, but at the end of the day, they're not on the level of WWE. So he's basically taking a dig at every other scenery, every other promotion, and say, no matter what, this is the place to be at. This is where you're going to get famous, and nowhere else could even equal amount to that. What do you think about that?
Hold your tongue on that one, dude. Hold on first. 2 comments. Usos Access Trick. Usos Zach said, I know this is wrong time to say this, but Stone Cold Steve Austin is coming to Fortnite with Liv Morgan.
I saw that actually. So when I was watching the commercials, I did see a Fortnite segment with Stone Cold Steve Austin with the flamethrower or something. I have no fucking idea. I don't play fucking Fortnite. No offense if you guys play Fortnite. I just can't ever get into that, dude. I'm too old for that game, man. At this point, if I get into Fortnite, I'll get invested and I'll end up buying a bunch of those gun skins, whatever you call it. Yeah,
Guns, the skins, all that stuff.
I don't know, man.
Oh god, my brother was so crazy for that. Danny Sneakers. Nick says that's after Punk said you're the safe option for WWE.
Yeah, you're the safe option as WWE. Honestly, that's true. That is true. But, so let's get back into that though. What Roman says, do you agree or not? That is the question. And if you do not agree, I guess spit your game, talk your shit, basically, and see where you can get at this point. Because I do not agree. I think in the end of the day, you can put a name for yourself and become bigger star from a smaller promotion into a bigger pond like WWE can. We've seen it many times. We've seen it with Jeff Hardy. He was a big star. He left. He went to TNA, became a bigger star, came back and was more popular, more over than ever. Christian, another example, was very popular in WWE. Yes. Went to TNA, became on another level as Christian Cage, came back to the WWE, more popular than ever, won a world heavyweight title, even though it wasn't long lasting, still had a name for himself. Look at Matt Hardy when he had the broken Matt Hardy. Went to TNA when it was basically dying.
Yeah.
Somehow revived it, saved it a little bit, went to WWE more over than ever. So, I mean, the list goes on.
The Dudley Boys.
Um,
The Dudley Boys were big. They went to TNA, got bigger, came back, and everyone was excited when they came back.
I thought they were always the same, though. I think the Dudley Boys were the only ones that always just stick to the same thing. I get what you're saying, though. Oh, who else? So, who else?
Lester came back.
I mean,
Naomi,
yeah, but then she got, unfortunately, she got she got pregnant, so we can't really say.
But I'm saying though, when she came back though, like you still saw the love she had.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. Like she left. She was big. She left. Everyone questioned what she was gonna do. Came back. And look at her. Another one. CM Punk. Yes, he was gone for 10 years. Yes, he went to AEW. Yes, he made himself a name there. Unfortunately, yes, he did step on a lot of toes over there. However, though, when he came back, love grew even more. It's another one.
Well, CM Punk also, the thing was that he brought more eyes to the product of AEW during the time of his return. He boosted up the ratings of Rampage by 1.5 million views or something like that. And that was a rating that never hit again. And then eventually it closed down. But he did bring eyes to the product. He got it more popular than ever. And obviously, when he went to WWE, I felt like he was more popular than he was this first run when he first came in, back in 2011 and all.
Hell, the perfect example of all this was Cody Rhodes.
Well, that's another one.
Cody Rhodes, Stardust, left, really revamped himself, came back, and everyone follows
AJ Styles,
Drew McIntyre.
Who else? There's a couple of guys, yeah. So I don't disagree, man. I get it, I get what Roman's saying. And at the end of the day, Roman's homegrown. It's like what Punk was saying in his promo. At the end of the day, he was homegrown and everything was handed to him in a way.
Yeah.
And I get it. Another comment.
Also, Zach, they already have Cody Rhodes, Taker. They have Cody Rhodes, Undertaker, and John Cena and Becky Lynch in Fortnite. Okay,
I don't know about playing as Tigger in Fortnite,
that'd be fun to
but
know.
John Cena would be interesting though if you could see him actually in Fortnite. But interesting. I don't know, man. I cannot get in Fortnite. I'm just gonna have to take your word on it. I'm already still on WWE 2K, and I'm about to hit my rise, and that's probably gonna take me quite a while. And
Actually,
if I pick up Fortnite, good luck. I'll never get finished with either or. But yeah, no, definitely. I do not agree with them. I don't know. Just could make more arguments against them for this, but
so again, my argument with him would be the likes of Kenny Omega, which people were wanting to have come to WWE. People were begging for Chris Jericho to come back to WWE. The boo the living hell out of Danhausen. Should be boo the living hell out of Danhausen when it wasn't Chris Jericho. MJF was another name. The Young Bucks, Hangman and Page. People begging for John Moxley to come back. It's like you gotta understand, Roman. We understand. Aside from the fact that he's homegrown talent, it's also to the point where it's like, dude, just stop sucking WWE's dick the way you do. And I'm sorry for the way I'm saying it, but it's the truth. I get it. Yes, WWE is a worldwide phenomenon.
oh yeah,
Yes,
no doubt about it.
but you're trying to compare yourself to a company that just started not even 10 years ago, and this company is already nipping at your heels. That's the thing that they have to understand. And people like Roman, who's homegrown, have to take the blinders off and actually say, dude, AEW is growing. AEW may not have the storylines, may not have the attendance numbers that WWE does. However, merchandise is up there. They can go to UK and sell out the Wembley Arena. I have yet to hear WWE do that this generation. AEW can do it guaranteed. That's where you should sit here and say, as yourself, I am a little worried. I get it. You don't want to say it because of kayfabe, because of your job, but you have to look and say, you know what? Time to take the blindfold off. Time for us to really show why we have been number one for so many years.
I think at first they were scared of AEW because they were competition, but as numbers went down for both companies, so did AEW, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I guess they don't find them appealing as they used to. But only time will tell. Only time will tell, bro. Let's see how things go about it. But yeah, I don't really agree so much with Roman Reigns'
I don't
statements
either.
right there.
2 comments. My rest took like 2 days.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's dope, Peter.
And then Danhausen is what wrestling is supposed to be. Had to wrestle the weeks, I was so over. He didn't even need to wrestle, and this guy would have been over. And it's true. Yeah, he is still is over.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's one of those gimmicks that just work. He doesn't have to wrestle, but when he does wrestle, it's still entertaining.
Yeah.
His character's entertaining. His promo's entertaining. I mean, everything about the man is entertaining. That's what an old school wrestler should be, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, I got no complaints about Danhausen, man.
I have no complaints about Danhausen.
Never had any complaints back in the day in AEW. I still don't have any complaints to this
I'm trying to make sure we don't get cursed. So yeah, I don't have any complaints at all.
So put it this way. All right, let's give you an update with Alberto Del Rio, this piece of shit over here. All righty. So reports have said this, that the case was so the case was aggravated assault, obviously, against his wife. All right. But reported that says that he was granted his release after agreeing to pay 1 million pesos to the victim. All right. So this is not also his first time. He's been booked in San Antonio for sexual assault and aggravated kidnapping in 2020. His case went to trial before, and witness fails to show up. Ultimately, he was also acquitted in December 2021. He has been suspended from AAA ahead of his departure post WWE acquisition following an altercation. Remember, with fans in Tijuana? I remember that one actually.
Yep.
I think he threw a chair at the fan, missed, and hit a girl instead and hurt her actually. And after his arrest on Monday, has also been suspended by the Crash Lucha Libre, where he actually works at right now, which is good. I hope they actually fire that piece of shit's ass. Look, this isn't the first time that this guy gets himself into domestic abuse. I remember one instance where one of his partners he tied up in the chair and then abused her for a couple of days. And somehow he gets these cases dropped because I think he bribes his way in. Because obviously, what he just did right now, he's bribed his wife, or I think this was his wife. He bribed his wife with money and it worked. So unfortunately, there's no justice for this guy yet. But there's something, there's a pattern out here that this guy just likes to abuse women. And you could tell. He went to MMA, Didn't work out. Got his ass kicked. So now he's taking upon women himself. What a fucking piece of shit this guy is, honestly. I, I hope we never see him in WWE. I hope we don't even see him in AAA. I hope we don't see him anywhere else wrestling. And if anyone books this guy, I mean, I get it. He has the name appeal, but be serious, man. This guy is just bad news overall. He has a temper. You could tell he's just not there for wrestling. He just really isn't, man. We don't need this type of publicity for wrestling itself.
Nick says this guy needs to be locked up, jail, not bail.
And that's the thing, man. Since he bribed his way out to be paying the victim basically X amount of money, he's just never gonna see he's never gonna see any jail cells at this point. Because he's done this multiple times. That he's smart enough to bribe the people that he victimized. And I'm sure he has a lot of money, but still, it's just ridiculous. Any other comments to this SG3?
I got nothing to say about this fucker. Honestly, pardon my French, but I just got nothing else to say about this dude. He's a bad guy, and I'm not talking like Razor Ramon. He just needs to be done with. Just be taken out of the limelight. But I feel like he constantly does this stuff to stay in the limelight.
Mm-hmm. And he says
Usos says, bro, he needs to be locked up for 6 years. Life.
I'm gonna say life. Yeah. At least give him 20. But by then he'd be old as shit to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's put it this way. I got another one. Will Ospreay says that AEW should heavily consider running a big weekend for fans with affordable tickets in the US while WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia next year. That's interesting. It has crossed my mind, he says, especially here in WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi Arabia. Why not? There are going to be a bunch of wrestling fans that usually flock to whatever city they are in, and it's something we should heavily consider. That is actually true, because that is pretty much me now every year when I go to Mania. And put it this way, there's going to be a bunch of wrestling fans. Obviously, I read that. And at this point, he says, I hope our boss, Tony Khan, is considering it. I think it's best thing we can do on the day that WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia. Make affordable tickets. It's one of the greatest wrestling shows ever, and make it a whole week. That's going to be crazy, but I don't mind the sound of that, actually, especially if it's affordable. Ring of Honor Saturday helps out a bunch of Indian promotions on Friday. We could definitely formulate such a great, affordable time for wrestling fans and families, and we don't look at that. What is the point of doing it? That's what he basically says. What do you think of all this?
I'd say do it.
I'd say go for it.
It really does stick a fork down WWE's throat.
Yeah, I say go for it. If they're going to go all the way to Saudi, there's a bunch of fans in the States that don't know where else to go because we're not going to Saudi Arabia. We probably can't afford it even if we wanted to go. We're not want to go on the plane for 20-something odd hours just to head traveling all the way over there to watch WrestleMania. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to get in the hotel, go to Mania, go back, and go home eventually.
That's right.
I think they should go run it. They should run a competition, and I think it does well numbers that they could revenue a lot of money because a lot of the fans are going to end up wanting to spend it somewhere, someplace at this point. So I'm all for it. I actually think it's a great idea, and then they do it. They're basically, telling WWE we're going after you. You know, we're trying to at least at this point, especially going after head-to-head with WrestleMania. It's going to be crazy.
Super crazy. I mean, imagine if they do, what was the one, the Dynasty?
Mm-hmm.
They changed Dynasty to WrestleMania weekend and then have it somewhere like, I don't know, you want to do Vegas, you want to do, well, screw it. They go to New Orleans.
New Orleans to the place that, that actually, so put it this way. I like that. Have the 1 week event at New Orleans, the place where you cancel wrestling, the biggest show of them all.
Yeah.
That would basically be a big FU to WWE itself. Do I think they'll do it? Honestly, hell no. I don't think Tony Khan really gives a shit at this point, but that would be a smart idea to do. What else we got here?
Man, he needs to get his shit together and lock him up for a long time. Why I said that about Alberto Del Rio.
Oh yeah, definitely needs to be a long time. All right, let's talk about this, man. Let's go into the match cards or the results of AEW Dynasty. All right, let's just give a yay or nay to every match and their results. All right, this one surprised me. Windsor defeated Marie Shafir in a singles match on 9 minutes. What do you guys think? Yay or nay? I'm gonna go with Yay.
Yeah. All right.
Yay, I like Windsor actually. I was surprised that she beat Shafir in this one.
So am I.
Alrighty, so Camille made a return finally. We haven't seen her in quite a while, but she defeated Big Ann in a singles match in a minute and 25 seconds, by the way. They're already building this person to be back to the monster she was. If you don't remember SG3, this was the person that was the bodyguard of Mercedes Moné when she first
I
debuted.
remember, yeah.
She disappeared, did American Gladiator for quite a while, and reappeared last night on Dynasty, which is honestly, I think it's a good call, and she's finally back in wrestling. I'm happy for her. I say yay.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. Jack Perry defeated Mark Davis by pinfall singles match for the AEW National Championship, and this was under 9 minutes. Honestly, I just go with yay because there's not much to be said. It's Mark Davis. He's gonna be a jobber. It's a big, strong dude, but he's just gonna be a jobber and all.
Divine Dominion.
So we got the Divine Dominion, Mega Bane, and Lena Cross, and they defeated Hyen and Maya World by pinfall for the AEW World Tag Team Championship under 11 minutes. What do you think here? Yay or nay?
What did I say this one? I don't think I had them. I think I had Hyen and Maya World.
I think so.
I'm going nay because they'd be the person who wanted to win.
Yeah. So regardless, I'm gonna go with Divine Dominion just because I feel like they're doing great work together and they should just keep it going. So I say yay on this one. So we'll go on to the next one, and this is the Young Bucks defeated the Don Callis family with Okada Takeshita. Obviously, we know this was gonna happen. 20 minutes. It was a pretty long match. I'm just going with yeah because I like the results, and I think the Young Bucks probably could earn this victory after losing to FTR. And this sets up Okada versus Takeshita pretty soon in the matchup, which is long overdue. And this one that shocked me, really did. Ricochet with the Gates of Agony defeated Chris Jericho by pinfall. Alrighty, and this lasted about 14 minutes.
About 15 minutes.
Chris Jericho's first match back. Do you think this is necessary?
No. But yeah, it's funny how everyone kept saying the fact that he was going to be jobbed to Gunther, but yet they're not complaining about Ricochet.
I like Ricochet though. Yeah. Because he's bald, man.
Oh, okay.
You didn't see the segment where Jericho's like, you know what happens when you're bald?
Yeah, you know what happens when you come with a little friendly, fancy sweatsuit. He made the list.
Yeah, I honestly only thought he brought it out for one night, but it was just nice to see. Honestly, I'm shocked. I really am.
Too.
But in the end of the day, yay or nay?
Nay.
I'm gonna go with nay just because I feel like it's Jericho. He should have won this first match,
especially because it's back and it's in Canada.
So notice one thing. You're gonna notice one thing. Let's just keep going. Alrighty, so nay on that one. We got number 7. Darby Allin defeated Andrade El Idolo, and at this point, if Darby did win, he gets a shot at the AEW World Championship on the scheduled match on Dynamite for spring break in April 15. What do you think of this match?
Okay. I mean, it did choose Darby, so I go with yay.
Yeah.
I think Darby was long overdue for a title shot.
Honestly, bro, I wanted Andrade to win, but obviously, I think we went for Darby. Yeah, I think we went for Darby Allin.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, yay on this one.
I'm saying yay.
Yeah, yay. FTR, Dash Harwood and Dash Wheeler with Stokely defeated Cope and Cage. For the tag team, titles. So FTR retained under 21 minutes. Yay or nay on this one?
Nay.
I'm gonna go with yay.
I can see why though. I can see why yay.
And in the end of the day, put it this way: they lost in their hometown.
Yeah,
which was shocking. But FTR still has to build himself as a strong heel tag team, and I think they're doing a great job. I think though, Cage and Copeland are gonna run it back.
I feel they have to,
and they're probably gonna win it on the second roundabout at Double or Nothing. I think that's the next pay-per-view afterwards. So yeah, that was pretty good. Then we got Kevin Knight, who's won the 10-man Casino Gauntlet match for the vacant AEW TNT Championship that Kyle Fletcher basically vacated himself. What do you think? Kevin
Uh,
Knight winning? I'm gonna go with Yay. Guy's
yeah,
potential. Guy's the future of AEW. I think he's just gonna do a lot of great stuff in the promotion itself. So I'm gonna just go with Yay. Yay.
yeah.
Tekla defeated Jamie Hayter by via pinfall for the Women's World Championship. So she retained under 17 minutes. I'm gonna go with the easy yay. Jamie Hayter just hasn't done much lately for
That's
me
true.
to basically say she should be back on that title scene once again. Alrighty, John Moxley defeated Will Ospreay for the AEW Continental Championship on the 18 minutes. It's funny that basically Ospreay comes in and hits Moxley right away with his finisher, the Hidden Blade, a couple of times. And you thought that from this point on that basically Will Ospreay was going to have the advantage. Instead, John Moxley pulls up the upset and beats Will Ospreay. I just didn't understand that. I'm gonna go with hell no, nay.
This isn't a.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, honestly. I just don't think John Moxley should have won this match, but let's
I
see what
agree.
direction they go for him after this.
And what direction goes Will Ospreay?
Yeah. Next match, the Combination, Orange Cassidy, Roger Strong, and the returning of Kyle O'Reilly come out
Yep.
to face off the dogs, not the dogs of wars, but now the dogs. David Finley, Clark Connors, and Gabe Kidd for the trios match. Put it this way, bro. The dogs actually won the trios titles on Saturday. And then they lost it here. So they only had it for a couple of minutes and then they lost it. Yeah. What do you think?
Orange Cassidy is my guy, so yay for that, but yet nay for again the clusterfuck of storyline for AEW.
So I'm gonna go with nay because I want the dogs to win it. I feel like since they won it, they should have retained it still
Yeah.
for a little longer. But here's the thing, though: Gay Kid did suffer an actual
he did.
injury.
He did.
It was pretty nasty, so he's definitely so maybe that had the reason
I
to
hope
change.
that's the reason.
Yeah, because at this point, it just seems kind of stupid to give it to them after the dogs just barely won it. And on to the last one. This took about 40 minutes. We got MJF that defeated Kenny Omega by pinfall. I mean, this match was pretty good overall, especially MJF's entrance when he came out was crazy. What do you think? Yeah or nay?
I'm a fan of both, but yeah, I don't want Kenny to win. So for that part, I'm gonna say nay.
Oh, okay.
But yet MJF though, yeah, MJF is a phenomenal wrestler. The entrance, everything he has, the aura, dude. And that's why I'm again saying with what I responded before. MJF does not need to go to WWE. He could stay in AEW, and yet he made a name for himself.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. I thought it was the right call.
It was.
But if you notice one thing, Kenny Omega, Copen Cage, and who am I missing here? One more guy. Oh, Chris Jericho. All from Canada. None of them picked up a win today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just crazy to think about. Yeah. Kind of interesting fact. But like I said, overall, watching this, I thought it was like a solid 7. I didn't think it was that great. I didn't think it was that bad. I just didn't think it was better than Revolution that we had the month before. But that's just me. Overall, what do you think of this pay-per-view?
I think it was good, dude. Honestly, like I said, I liked it. I liked the. I've never been a fan of the length of AEW events, but honestly, man, it definitely was a lot of back and forth, and there was a lot of surprises. Was not a fan of the fact that there were so many of them that were, especially the John Moxley. Fuck John Moxley, man.
I'm getting sick and tired of seeing that title reign. It just seems like a whole Death Riders 2.0 this year.
Honestly.
So we got a couple of comments.
We got a lot of comments. Nick says, I don't believe WWE is competing with AEW. AEW seems that way to make them look bigger than they are.
I can see that. I definitely can. But regardless, competition is always good, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, honestly, it really is good. Wyatt said, yay, 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 nay. Nick said, yay. Wyatt goes, yay, nay, yay, yay, nay. Fuck no for Nick. Wyatt says, yay. Frank, what's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, Frank?
Yo, what's up, guys? Wyatt says, yay. Frank says, don't forget to like and sub up to the channel. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, nice to see you again, bro.
Nice to see you, brother. Honestly, though, I feel like this actually is going to do better than WrestleMania. That's
Really? I don't, damn, man, that's a lot of. So you really think
I don't
that
have faith for
Dynasty?
WrestleMania,
Oh
dude.
my
I'll be
god,
honest. I
bro!
don't have faith for WrestleMania this year. I just don't.
If this was Revolution going against WrestleMania, I put Revolution. I thought Dynasty was okay. I was looking forward to Dynasty last night. I thought it was okay. I don't think it was that great either, though.
Here's the thing, and
Okay.
here it is, and this is what I'm telling you, dude. You and I spoke last week on Friday, and we talked about some of the matches leading up to this card. You and I got excited about a couple of them.
Okay.
We can literally go right now, night 1, night 2, and let's go ahead and say what match excites us, except for one. I can honestly think one right now. And yet there's no match that's going to sit there and say, like, kind of left us the way that Moxley versus Ospreay left us, because we were like back and forth. We were teeter-tottering, like, I don't know who's going to win, because Ospreay is a phenomenal wrestler, can deliver badass matches, but yet Moxley is the Hogan of AEW. I can literally call last minute an audible and say, I'm going to win.
Mm.
And that was something that left us stumped. And this one, though, we could look at all the WrestleMania cards and say, we know for sure who's going to win. Maybe we'll get 3 surprises at most. And that's really being generous with WWE.
What's your biggest surprise at WrestleMania then?
What's the biggest surprise that's probably going to happen?
Who's going to win? Like left field. I say Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill beats Rhea.
I say that would be super left field because no one expects it.
I think Jade Cargill, because everybody thinks that Rhea's just gonna go in, dominate Jade Cargill, and then, I mean, like, Rhea doesn't really need this title scene, but Jade still does. It just makes more sense for her as a heel to keep getting chased at this point. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Your opinion could be right in the end of the day too. What else we got?
Right before WrestleMania was kind of ass. I thought Punk and Roman were probably the biggest fight ever.
Dude, honestly, during the end, I thought they were gonna fight each other and at least we'll have another pull apart brawl. That never came about. They just stared at each other, and that's how the promo ends, unfortunately. No excitement, no backstage brawl, no pull aparts even.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the whole segment was just kind of it was iffy. The whole Raw just seems kind of iffy, lackluster tonight.
Also, Zach said, when's the next stream?
Good question. Probably tomorrow, my man. Maybe I'll live stream a couple of games and just play for fun. I already beat the CM Punk showcase mode. I might start off my rise, or I might just freestyle and play whatever you guys want me to play tomorrow. But after that though, I will be in Vegas. I will try to get you guys content out there as much as I can, and definitely we'll have a little bit more reviews, and we'll probably go through the Mania card on Wednesday.
I'm done. I can come in.
Yeah, we could do the Mania card on Wednesday. That way we could get ready by Saturday and Sunday. Our predictions for the show. So if you guys want to tune in for that, hey, chime in, because the closer we get to Mania, things change. Rumors come about, theories come about, the excitement really gets there. And if you guys want to join us and start, basically giving us your predictions in real time, hey, come join us and let's do this, man.
Like, comment, subscribe. It was like, I'm gonna be at Mania 42 night 2, but not night 1. Hey, you can meet up with him.
Oh yeah, interesting. I know you're gonna be out there. Oh, okay. Yeah, if I see you, I mean, I'm not gonna be hard to miss, man. I'm gonna be the Macho Man gear and everything. So honestly, it shouldn't be hard to miss me.
Says I'll be having SG3 for Mania night 2. I'll be definitely tuning in, brother.
For night 2?
Yep. I'll be there for night 2.
That's what's up then. That'll be great. So we're probably gonna try to live stream night 1 and night 2 afterwards. Yeah, to give you guys the review. So SG3 is gonna be watching it on his house. I'm gonna be watching it live. We're trying to get you the perspective of both. In a way, maybe I'll be more hype, or maybe he'll be more hype. Who knows?
I have to be hype for me, huh? So it's we'll see.
What else we got?
I'm gonna try to buy some Kane stuff. Frank says, nice. Yo, a question. What rumors y'all heard lately for WrestleMania 42?
Besides the celebrities' involvement of Tom Brady supposedly coming in and probably having some sort of segment against Logan Paul, or he could have a segment against John Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, what else have we heard? So look, the whole TKO thing. See, here's the thing. Okay, so it's probably set in stone that Randy Orton is going to become number 15.
Yep.
Okay. And the reason why they're involved Pat McAfee, the whole, okay, if Randy Orton loses, I'm out of WWE. It's not going to happen. And the reason is this is because Pat McAfee's show on ESPN is going to come to an end. And when they're going to renegotiate this contract, it's not going to go to ESPN. It's actually going to go to Netflix because Netflix is actually picking up more podcasts and more things like that outside for more projects. So they're going to pick that up, trying to link it up to Raw. That way they can have Pat McAfee show up more. And if you notice on Pat McAfee's promo also, this is a lot, higher than you, Cody. This is higher being power and all this stuff. He's talking about higher ups. So he's not going to get his boy Emmanuel into this whole shit.
No.
Could this be potentially the return to The Rock?
I could be.
I kind of start seeing it the more you add this is bigger than you, Cody.
I'm going to just say this, though. I'm not trying to hype myself up for any more rumors for WWE until the day I'm done. Because last year, how many times did we get The Rock? How many times did we get Stone Cold? How many times did we get this person, that person? And all we got was Travis Scott gave Cody Rhodes a black guy and no Rock. I can't. I just can't anymore, dude.
I mean, what else have we heard besides that?
Lowest attending WrestleMania in years.
I don't think that's a rumor. I think that's just that's a fact already. Yeah.
They're comparing it to the last time they were actually in an arena. That's how bad the numbers are.
I mean, otherwise, when it gets closer, we'll probably look into it and see what theories could happen. I like to play more into the fact of theories and fantasy bookings once we get closer. So on Wednesday, we'll have fan theories and see how it goes afterwards,
Let's have a conversation between me and you.
Okay.
Are you hyped for the Raw after WrestleMania? Honestly, for the first time in God knows how many years, are you excited for the Raw after WrestleMania?
I don't know. After this shit show that we've seen today, not really.
I'm not at all.
Nah.
We got a couple comments. I mean, at this point, dude, there's nothing else to add. We're just not excited for it.
Who can you bring out to surprise everybody? Because they always bring out somebody.
Supposedly, the rumor is Santino Marella's coming back.
How the fuck is that even hype? I'm talking about actually. Plus, he got fired from TNA storyline wise.
I don't know. Supposedly, he's coming back to WWE the Monday for after WrestleMania. That's the only rumor I've read
so far that we have who's actually going to be there is going to be Roman, it's going to be Punk, it's going to be Cody, and it's going to be Randy Orton.
Yeah,
those are confirmed for sure because obviously they're always there the Monday night after Raw, the big stars. But why the fuck that guy? Anyways, let's go on to the next one.
We got a lot of comments. SG3 has to be hyped for this match. Absolutely, Nick. I'm
No. He's hyped because of the music video.
I hope that they actually play her song.
Yeah,
for her entrance. That'll be badass.
Yeah, SG3 is planning to dance his ass off on that song.
Yeah, man. It'll be on camera, like So, Frank says, "What's SG3's channel?" I'm just gonna be watching it from long time with them, associated with them. At this point, I'm gonna be watching with the Windy City Savage. I'm still gonna be on this channel. He's gonna be doing his thing. I'll be with Wyatt watching at night too. But go ahead, drop by, say some comments. We'll definitely will appreciate it. I'll probably post a link on here, on the Instagram, on the story, so you guys go ahead and see and just come by and say hi.
So you'll be on my network. Just so you know, guys, he'll be streaming night 2 on Windy City Savage. And then afterwards, we'll link up everybody afterwards for review and stuff.
Yeah. I'm done. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Randy Orton and Pat, same as John Cena and Travis Scott.
So let me ask you something, Frank O'Flames. Who you rather have? Would you rather have Randy Orton and Pat, or would you rather have John Cena and Travis Scott? Who do you think is good? Who do you think is bad? We already seen the results of John Cena and Travis Scott from last year. Do you think they're a better team than Randy Orton and Pat McAfee? Or, do you think vice versa? If you had to pick actually 3, who do you got?
Randy and Pat?
I don't know, man. I found Pat McAfee kind of annoying. I felt like more Pat McAfee versus Cody Rhodes at this point.
It really is.
Yeah, so honestly, I don't know. At least Travis Scott knew how to stay quiet and stay in,
just
stand ground. Yeah.
Literally.
Well, I think I prefer that than taking over the damn show himself, thinking he's the main event.
Literally, yeah. Pat McAfee always has to whenever he's on the mic. Nick, watching SUC Shuck and Jive to Liv's entrance will be this weekend's highlights. You best believe it, brother. Let's go.
He said he's gonna bring the twerk team back together.
I'm gonna do the moonwalk. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do the moonwalk. So
I don't know, man. He was dancing already when he saw that video, and he was happy, man.
I was like, oh. So
I mean, he was doing the same thing that Liv Morgan was doing.
whatever that she was doing on the chair. Whatever.
Well, you didn't see what he was doing with that guy, you know? Like,
No, I didn't.
And then she
If
threw
you
right
watch
there.
it though, then yeah, I'm pretty sure the fact that you're excited for the movie, aren't you?
Shit. I'm just saying, man.
How many times did you watch it, my friend?
I only watched it on Raw. I heard, so put it this way. Earlier, I heard the internet going crazy, but I was working, so I didn't got time to check it. But then I was surprised that on Raw, they showed the whole thing. The whole thing. I was like,
I can tell you one thing. I didn't watch Raw because I was at work. I watched the highlights, and I'll admit that. So you mean to tell me that they had the video?
they had the video, yeah.
Oh dear God. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a really bad Raw.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, yeah. So yeah, no, overall, yeah, that's not a good Raw to go home, pretty much. After Crossroads to Travis Scott, now I think Pat McAfee, because he has experience, but he's a pain in the ass. Let's be honest. Well, let's put it this way, man. At least Travis Scott had a history in being there, you know, because he actually was a part of The Rock and his whole little crew at the time. What the fuck does Pat McAfee have with Randy Orton? Nothing.
Remember, wrestling has more than one royal family.
But he's not part of the fucking family.
Doesn't matter. Wrestling has
No.
more than one royal-
He's not part of the family. In all seriousness, there's no point of it. Pat, so put it this way.
What
Travis
about if
Scott.
he became Orton when we don't even realize it? Pat Orton.
Look, Travis Scott at least was there with The Rock, and he was part of the whole crew. And it made sense for him to come out at WrestleMania 42. Pat McAfee has no reason to be there. It's just one of those dumb decisions that TKO decided this was smart. And when they did it, they realized the fan backlash. They wanted Cody Rhodes to go out there and cut basically a promo on how stupid this segment really was. It made no sense. And how the hell you're going to support a guy who bashes the product on top of that? We're saying it's shit show. Now he's saying he's a shit show. So is he a heel or is he a face? Because he's saying the stuff that we've been saying for quite a while. None of it makes sense. It's bad promotion overall, man. It's just bad. It's really bad. What else we got?
Who will come out with the greatest entrance to Mania this year? The fireworks at the end to finish it.
I'm gonna tell you who comes out. Obafemi.
Yeah, I believe Oba's gonna come out with the best one.
Or
It's either gonna be Oba, or if I was to go to the other side, Demon.
actually, I would think it's CM Punk or Roman Reigns, because that's gonna be main event, and it's probably gonna have a lot of fireworks. Knowing Roman Reigns, yeah, so it's probably gonna have something to do with that. I think CM Punk does too. Good question though.
Wyatt says, I watched it twice when it came out, and on Raw, I got into it on Raw, but this morning I was not into it. LOL. Damn boy.
I tell you, and H3 was here, was shaking his ass the whole fucking time.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm a twerker. What more could I say? I don't know how you did, Pat. I don't know how did Pat convince Randy to be a team. I mean, you can pick anyone, or maybe bring back Ted DiBiase. I mean, we need the legacy thing back.
You could have done many things and created a new family with second generation superstars that you already have in NXT. There's no reason for Pat McAfee to even be there, not even close. There's just no sense to it. He talks, and then the guy doesn't know how to cut a promo anymore, because he's talking about the Attitude Era and how great the Attitude Era was and all this shit. Well, one, my man, you were never part of that era. Randy Orton was never part of that era. So why are you spitting this bullshit right now in this time of age? You know, not only that, but he's dissing the product. He's saying there's a lot of 5'5" guys facing each other while you have Randy Orton. None of his promo work made sense that night. And what reason did Pat had to really join Randy Orton and convince him, like he said? It's just nothing. It's just horrible.
So, one thing again, wrestling is more than one royal family. Two,
but okay, so make it sense. No. Make it sense then. Make it sense. How does Pat McAfee involve himself with Randy Orton? If it's more than one family.
Because he's Pat McAfee. He could literally become anybody. That's
Like I
it.
said, it made no sense. It made no sense. Once again, it's the
I've
dumbest
never
shit
said
that
it
I
made
heard.
sense. I just feel like honestly at this point they couldn't even get Cowboy Bob Orton to show up.
No,
But
no,
I
no,
feel
no.
like they didn't want to do a Legacy 2.0.
No, no, no,
That's
no,
what I
no,
feel like they
no,
didn't
no,
want
no,
to
no,
do.
no, no, no. They already said that this was a last minute thing, that they never had a plan. The plan was to wing it last minute. Pat McAfee said it on his show. He said they just called me up last minute and asked me if I want to be on the segment tonight, and I said yes. They had no original plan. It was never going to be Bob Orton. It was not going to be Ted DiBiase. They had nobody.
Honestly, they would have just kept it still mysterious. It doesn't matter.
They should have just had the mystery caller be the mystery caller for the next couple of weeks.
Hold on, you know what? This could have worked. The storyline is going to go Pat McAfee, Randy Orton versus Jelly Roll and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania Backlash. Right?
Okay.
Backlash. You could have had Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee inserted after WrestleMania. Then it would have made sense.
Like, I got my theory on what could happen, how Cody Rhodes basically loses his title at WrestleMania. But let's see that's for the predictions. Okay. But regardless, it just doesn't make sense. It's just a damn dumb business decision. I think this is worse than Travis Scott. In my personal opinion, there's no storyline sense to it. At least with Travis Scott, he was there the night The Rock basically attacked Cody Rhodes. It made sense at the time. Now, I'm not saying that Travis Scott's better than Pat McAfee. I think Pat McAfee is way better commentator, way better wrestler, overall character. But it just didn't make sense at all for Pat McAfee. If anything, okay, so put it this way. If the Pat McAfee segment was really that good, why didn't it boost ticket sales when he announced that he partnered up and he got 25% off? I think I read it boost up a very small amount. I think like, I don't know, a couple of 100 fucking ticket sales, but it didn't do much.
I mean, of course it's not going to do. You know what? Again, if you wanted to, like I said, the mystery caller could have been Pat McAfee, but you could have revealed him after WrestleMania. I feel like they'd revealed him both him and Jelly Roll too soon.
Or at least reveal them during fucking.
No. I'm still saying you do it after WrestleMania because this way you still keep the storyline on Cody versus Randy. After WrestleMania, you then bring them in because that builds that story. At this point, dude, you're just honestly, dude. If you think about it, they're making the rivalry more about Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee than between Cody and Randy. Right. That's the way I feel.
Okay, fine. I'll see your way for once. But I still think it's a stupid idea.
It's a stupid idea. Again, like I said, dude, if they were gonna run with this from the beginning, they should have waited.
All right.
Because adding them right now, it's stupid.
Yeah. Originally they didn't need to add anybody.
They didn't.
Yeah, especially Jelly Roll too, man. I'm just getting tired of that guy. What else we got, man?
Pat's promo still good.
Are you fucking serious? Did he say Pat promos?
It's right there in black and white.
Well, explain that, Nick. I mean, what was good about it? All right, I don't know. I want to understand because I'm missing something here. If that was good,
Frank says I just googled Teddy DiBiase. This guy is hella fat.
Oh yeah, he gained a lot of weight. Well, he's been getting it. The guy got caught with fraud, right?
Yeah, fraud.
Because he was using all that money to fucking eat.
Yeah.
Look at his fat ass. I mean, and then he escaped all that. Fucking ridiculous. Welfare fraud. He stole a lot of money from a lot of people, and yet he escaped from that. It's so messed up, this fucking judicial system.
You got money.
Fucking ridiculous. What else we got?
Bring back Ric Flair. For God's sakes, no, Nick. Well, do not bring back Ric Flair.
Do you not see what Rick's been tweeting out against WWE? You think at this point WWE is going to bring back Ric Flair anytime soon? Even though it is Triple H's, guy
and his mentor,
I don't think they're going to bring him back anymore. He's too much of a drunk fool, man. Like, even in his tweets, you could tell the man was drinking just by tweeting, especially since they were all capitalized letters. I'm like, man, like, you could just tell he's always on some sort of booze,
It really is.
It's sad. It really is, man. I would like to see Flair back if he was more,
sober,
more cleaned up, man. But it's just not going to happen.
Roman's contract is nearly up, I think. Yes, it actually does expire in May of this year.
Yeah, and do you think he's going to renew it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, me too.
Especially when he said he still have a lot left in the tank.
Yep.
Frank, SG3, I'm checking on Liv Morgan's music video. Oh my god, LOL.
Yeah, I told you, man. Everybody's on your side. They like.
Yes, I've never seen it, but okay, cool. I guess.
Why you lying, bro? You over there blasting that shit? I
100%.
heard it a mile away. That Liv Morgan song. I'm like, this man was already. Yeah.
I'm on like this. Aquaman is on his way to Hollywood full time next, so I can see that being Roman.
Wait, Aquaman. so you compare what's his name?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa to Roman Reigns. Do they really look alike? You think? I don't know, man.
A smidget. And the darkness, yes, smidget.
Look, what's his name? Jason Momoa has to have a lot of makeup to look good. I give Roman credit. At least he does have to dye his hair, apparently. CM Punk exposed that. Whatever. Everybody, that's how he looks. That's how it looks. What if he does the next Aquaman?
Oh, dear God.
What if because ain't DC going to do a reboot or something? I don't know. I don't keep up with that shit anymore.
I don't either. It's just so much. I just watched the promo. Oh, look, it's coming out. Cool.
Me too. I'm just like, whatever.
Jelly Roll and Cody will team up. Yes, they will.
I think that's beyond stupid if they do, though.
They're going to do it for Backlash.
I don't think they will. And I'll tell you why. When WWE, because right now, think about it. That is the rumor that Matt McAfee and Randy Orton are going to team up against Jelly Roll and Cody Rhodes. But if you notice, the fans are having a lot of backlash to that. And thinking how stupid it is. I guarantee they're going to pivot. And they're going to move it away and they're going to do something else.
I hope so.
They've done it before. And I really do think this time, if they have a lot of backlash at WrestleMania, they're going to pivot away from that storyline as far as they can and pretend like this never happened.
I hope so. Honestly, I really do hope so. Belly Roll had one great moment during that in-ring promo against Kit Wilson.
Honestly, that was a pretty good promo. I like that promo. Kit Wilson was hilarious.
It was awesome.
Even Belly Roll, Jelly Roll. Why the hell you call him Belly Roll, man? That's bogus, man. For God's sake, his name is Jelly Roll. His name is Jelly Roll, for God's sake. There's a reason they call him Jelly Roll, man. Damn.
Nick says, I don't check X, LOL. Nick actually responded to you. Oh, yeah, Pat is a shooter. He can shoot with the best of them. He's just the wrong guy to cut that promo. I agree, though. I actually, hold on, wait. To that one, I actually do agree. Pat can shoot.
So what happened?
Pat can shoot.
So look, I'm not disagreeing. He cannot cut a good promo. My thing is, he had a shit fucking promo. I heard him cut promos before. I heard him even announce team. Well, you remember when he had that whole promo against Gunther? It was good. The match was good. The thing was, none of this made sense. None of this made sense. Nothing that Pat McAfee went out there and said made sense. And you want to know why? I feel like they gave him no script. They told him, get your ass out there and just freestyle. And this is the shit product we got from Pat McAfee. Look, if you get Pat McAfee sort of a script, let him improvise, I think he does wonderful. Yeah. If you let him just freestyle it out there, this is where we get a bunch of random stuff in a promo that made no sense at all. And now we have to suffer for the rest of the conclusion of Pat McAfee being inserted at WrestleMania.
Literally. Nick says, my bad. My autocorrect keeps acting up. I meant to say Belly Roll.
It's Jelly Roll, man.
Frank says WWE is just random. Any artist, any streamer, any football player can be a wrestler. Like, just random.
I mean, at this point, you're not wrong because you have Logan Paul. You're probably going to have Ice P joining WWE pretty soon as
see it
as a part-time. I don't think a full-time, but a part-time.
I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, we had Bad Bunny in there. We all had who else?
Snooki, Snoop Dogg, Raymond Nunes,
Drew Carey.
Yeah, Tombstone McCain. P Rose.
There we go. Who else was there? Oh, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Your president of the United States fucking got stuttered. What else we got?
I don't know. I just wanted to say 2 comments. Thank God Joe Henry's not a minute. Come on, Nick. We know that's your favorite guy. That's your wrestler right
Come on, man. If look, Nick, just admit it. You're a Joe Henry fan. Just like SG3 is a Liv Morgan music video fan.
Gotta admit it.
Just admit it, man.
Just embrace the love.
Yeah.
Just embrace the love.
Even though I never heard the music video, shut the hell up. You know damn well you saw it. Go ahead.
Didn't, but
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
Frank says, "Oh, guys, we forgot about Seth Rollins and Gunther. Man, I need someone to kick Gunther's ass. Revenge for Cena and Styles."
Okay.
Frank, sorry to say this, buddy, but he's not going to be the guy.
So I don't think okay, so put it this way. I don't think Gunther loses at WrestleMania because at this point they're building him to be strong. And I think Braun Breaker's around the corner waiting to get one spear and Seth Rollins. And this is how Gunther goes over Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. You know?
Yeah.
I just don't see it any other way. Do I want to see Gunther get his ass kicked? Yes. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
No.
Do you even think it's going to happen this year?
No.
I mean, I don't know who else, but think about it. Who else is left for Gunther to face after this?
Eventually, he's going to go after the championship.
That depends who has it.
I feel like at first he's going to go retire Brock, turn around, and then go for the title. If you want to salvage Gunther and really push him to the moon, have him hold the title for a really long time, but defend it the way he did the Intercontinental title.
Right.
That will push Gunther to the moon, to the point where you can say, dude, he has a great wrestling resume already. He can make it so much better. That's just what I'm gonna say there. Couple comments. Nick, I'm a big fan of Joe Henry when he's taking a finisher in the ring. Absolutely.
That's messed up.
Nick says Gunther versus CM Punk.
So we were at the run that back. See that again. Would that be a match you guys want to see in the future?
I've actually seen it. I saw it at a WWE house show when they came to Chicago with Steel Cage, Gunther versus Punk. Really good match.
What I'm talking about recently.
Yeah, that was 2024. Still a good match.
I'm saying last year we did see it.
We did too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think there's going to be Gunther versus Roman.
I don't, but that's the thing. Why do you think Roman's going to win the title?
No, I think Punk's going to keep it, but I feel like they're going to give it to Roman.
The title?
Yeah.
I don't think so. You have to have one winning the title and one retaining. I think Randy's going to win it. I don't think Roman's going to come out of there being champion. I think Punk's just going to end up keeping it basically at this point. It just doesn't make sense the way the storyline has been driven. I don't see Roman coming out of there with the title. I feel like eventually he's just going to lose. He's going to get shorthanded. That's just me.
Frank responds to Nick. Say his name and he'll appear. I believe in Joe Henry, and then you'll hear someone clapping in the next room.
That's what I'm hoping too, man.
Frank says, "Nah, SG3 ain't no way. Seth is not gonna be the guy. LOL. This Gunther is a Terminator." I actually do agree with you. Honestly, I like I said, dude, I'm actually a big fan of Gunther's in-ring work because a guy for his size, he should not do what he's doing. And yet, every single time I see him, he just amazes me because honestly, he's breaking the laws of physics. But
that's what he also said about Liv Morgan's music.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
it's so amazing. That's honestly the greatest.
Broke the laws of physics.
Hell yeah, dude. It's amazing. It's the greatest thing of all time.
All right, keep going, man. But no, yeah, I agree with you on that though. Yeah.
Liv Morgan and her scalp that starts all the way back here. But her hairline that starts back here. But okay. So Zach says, last time I said Joe Henry, he came out of a fridge.
Yeah, I remember that one actually. Yeah. I remember that segment when he came out of the fridge. I mean, I've seen some of the segments where he comes out of nowhere. It's hilarious, actually.
Nick says, who screws Roman?
I feel like someone's going to. I don't think Roman's going to win. I'm really sure about this. I don't see it. I see someone screwing Roman. I don't know. It's going to be someone that we least expect. It could be Jay. It could be Jimmy. Or it could just be someone random. I mean, we got fucking Pat McAfee for fucking God's sakes. Why don't you just give us it could be fucking Joe Henry. Honestly, but that's the equivalent. That's what I'm saying is that this whole Pat McAfee shit does not make sense. This is the equivalent of we expect it to be Jay. We expect it to be The Rock, Jimmy, or fucking Solo Sikoa that screws Roman Reigns. Instead, we get Joe Henry. Just because Punk said his name and he appeared and he screwed out Roman Reigns. Clap, clap. This is the equivalent of that bullshit. What else we got?
Frank says, so Zach, laughing my ass off, basically a whole bunch of laughing emojis. Nick says, God, no, not Joe Henry. I'd rather have another masked man.
That could be it. It could just be a random mask that forgot to get taken out by Brock Lesnar and he screws out Roman Reigns.
Um, Gunther eliminated everyone, and his reign for the Intercontinental title is really good. And World Heavyweight. I mean, who do y'all think is gonna stop Gunther?
That is a good question. That is one that I'm still trying to think about. Who is the guy who takes down Gunther? There's potentially a couple of guys. Could it be Javon Evans, the rising star? Could it be? So we got Javon Evans, rising star. I doubt it's going to be another big guy like Braun Breaker or Obafemi. I don't see those guys going after Gunther. Or do you guys see that? I don't. I feel like they're going to give it to some underdog. So right now, to me, it's Javon Evans. Once he gets some more ring work in, who else? That's a good question. They had to give it up to a rising star. And who's going to be that rising star? That's up to you guys to debate about, because I only got so far is what I said, Javon Evans, because they're really trying to build him back up to be, a good mid-carder. I don't know. Good question. Something to think about it.
3 comments. WWE posted Raw recap 18 minutes ago. Wonder if Roman will be on the show. Nick then responds, the man who takes down Gunther is not in WWE yet. You're right, he's in NXT.
Yep.
Zach says, wait, I just found out Joe Henry has a pure word and Danhausen has a go away word. What's that? Frank says, Nick, might be true though. The only other one I can see that could probably take down Gunther if he's not even in NXT yet, and he won't sign, but I could see it, would be like a MJF. But again, though, he won't sign.
I don't think it's MJF. Even if MJF went to WWE, it wouldn't be MJF. Dude, that's the thing. Be real with yourself. MJF does sign. He's going to get squashed. He's going to be mid-card.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all he's going to be. And that's all he's going to ever live. Because the reason why is because he's not homegrown talent.
Yep.
He might just be in NXT.
Literally.
No. So put it this way. If you're going to get someone from AEW, it wouldn't be Chris Jericho. He would have got squashed.
Yeah. Definitely won't be Kenny.
It won't be Kenny.
Won't be a Hangman.
It'll be John Moxley, if anything, because they'll probably but he won't sign. Like I said, nobody else would sign to that.
So at this point, the only one I can see that maybe will do it, Ricky Saints.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. It's crazy, though. And I think about it. You have one time, basically, to beat Gunther. Who do you put that on? I think it's just Javon Evans, man. Young, talented, homegrown now. A couple more years, he's going to be well established. Because who else do you have at this point? And he's the ultimate underdog.
And Gunther likes to push look at what happened with Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
However, if I'm trying to book it right, I would put Braun Breaker over, because that's like handing the torch from Monster to Future Monster.
But that's the thing. Gunther is not that far off of the same age. That's what my concern is.
Gunther's my age. Braun is younger than me.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're not that far off. Gunther is still in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense because
at
that point you have 2 more years, and you're saying Gunther's going to retire after that? Like he's going to go off to the sunset?
No, he won't retire after that, but he won't just like, all right, cool, I can pass the torch on to someone who has more time with the championship than I do.
But Brock had years. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way.
Brock went to a part-time schedule by the time he came back in 2012.
But he was still the monster, though. That's what I'm saying. And he still has the fucking torch.
Yeah, that's true.
So my point is, though, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a big guy. It's just not going to work for a big guy. It has to be an underdog. It has to be the guy we don't expect. It'll be too easy to give Braun that. It'll be too easy to give Oba that. So, hell, even Bronson Reed, if that was the case, I think it has to be a guy that we don't expect. The ultimate
Dragon
underdog.
Lee.
Fuck that guy. That Dragon Lee's not going to be the guy. I could believe Penta.
Yeah.
I could be Penta. Hell, I can't even believe Ray Phoenix. I just don't believe he's Dragon Lee at all. The Ray Phoenix. I saw Ray Phoenix comments.
That was Nick right now.
Yeah. What else we got?
Nick says the person who could take down Gunther may not be in the wrestling business at this very moment. It might be years until we see that person.
I believe that. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be hard. The only guy right now I could see is Javon Evans because he's young and he's really trying to push him to the top. Otherwise, it may take years. And like I said, Gunther's is not an old guy. Gunther's still young. He's still in his prime. He still has another 15 whatever years left to wrestle. So it may not be in the business now, but he will be in the future. That is a good way to put about it, Nick.
Frank says maybe from NXT or maybe from AEW.
Could be. Could be from TNA too.
Yeah.
Could be from AAA. Could be from any other promotion. Else, a smaller fish in the pond too.
Frank says, nah, we want someone to defeat Gunther in his prime. Nick responds, because remember, we always speculated who would be Taker's streak. And little did we know it would have been Brock, and this was during the times when Brock wasn't even in WWE.
Well, this also was a time where Brock was coming off some loss because
it was coming out a lot of losses.
Cena, Triple H,
yeah,
I forget who else he lost to, but yeah, nobody expected Brock Lesnar to win,
especially not at WrestleMania.
If anything, if you notice one thing that year, that match was not as advertised as much.
No.
The only thing that I remember I consider Brock winning is when he named his list of things, that's accomplished. And then one thing stuck me out that Taker's never beaten Brock in a singles match.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, there you go. Which is just crazy to think about. That was the WrestleMania that basically silenced the whole fans everywhere.
Literally.
Everybody who was watching it, nobody believed it was just how it can happen.
Actually, I didn't watch because I didn't have pay-per-view during that time. But I do remember I got a notification on my phone that said Brock Lesnar defeated the streak.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the fuck? I was so shocked at that. At this point, Nick says Ray Phoenix, ready to talk about that. Frank says, Braun might be the one for Gunther, but he has to use his brain instead of going for spear, then Gunther counts it into a chokehold.
I think at some point they will face, but I think Gunther gets the best one.
I can see Frank's scenario though. Try to go for a spear, gets caught into the chokehold, gets kicked, and then gets caught into the sleeper hold. I can see that happening.
I don't know. I just got Gunther winning at this point. Yeah. I just feel like I said, man, it's the obvious. You want a big guy to beat another big guy, but sometimes I feel like the underdog needs it more.
Yes.
So that's just me.
Frank, I think Braun.
Okay.
Brock lost matches in 2012, 13, 14, but he made a comeback or recovering up his losses by breaking the streak. That's true.
That is true, actually. And because he did lose a couple of matches when he first came in, and it was bad for Brock. It looked horrible, honestly. This guy comes back after years. Everybody get excited, and he gets squashed right away from John Cena. Well, he didn't get squashed, but he basically lost. And then after that, lost.
Isn't that the one where Cena punched him with the chain to beat him?
I thought it was the one where he FUs him on the staircase. Not the staircase, but the
steel steps?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Wasn't that the match that led to it? Where it was like an Extreme Rules?
He punched him at some point, but he ended it with the attitude adjustment on the staircase, which was a pretty good match overall.
It was a great match. I remember that match.
But regardless, though, yes, eventually, Brock did come out victorious against the Undertaker, and that just set him off to the monster we know today.
Honestly, and I think had it not been that Brock beats Taker, we don't get the Brock we got today.
Exactly. What else we got?
Oba Femi versus Gunther.
Oba Femi versus Gunther would be interesting matchup.
I just think Oba has too much power for Gunther, though.
I don't know. I wouldn't count Gunther out, dude.
I know.
I think I got Gunther still. I think because these guys are still young, Gunther still goes over. As a couple more years go, they go over Gunther. It's just the way this whole thing works sometimes.
Actually. Anything else you want to add?
No. But look, guys, we appreciate you guys being here with tonight. We're gonna call it a night. Look, we're probably gonna be back, if not tomorrow, Wednesday for WrestleMania predictions. So hit the notification, guys. Get your theories out. I'll get your hats out. Go get your crazy conspiracy theories. What you guys think are going to happen at WrestleMania, because we're going to want to hear it all. We're gonna go through predictions. We're gonna go for theories. Nothing's off the tables. We'll have arguments. We'll disagree. But that's the fun about it, man. We could all disagree. We could all have the same respect for each other, but that's just the fun of it, man. Like I said, get ready for Wednesday. If we don't show up tomorrow, get ready for Wednesday for that WrestleMania prediction card. It's gonna be good, man. I'm excited for this.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah. But until next time, guys. See you on the next one. Dig it.
Have a good night. Oh.